Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. It's also cold.
Be scratching.
High today of 40. And I'm like,
No bike ride today. It's too cold.
cold. It's a little cold.
I think they said we might get, not us, but like north of here, might get ice. Like the county north of White County.
Yeah, it's just a little... Oh, geez. Evil Half-Dead says, meanwhile, the high here is 84. Where?
Florida? My dad is going to see Jordan this weekend
Yeah.
for the first time.
Is it in the 80s in Florida?
Yeah. He posted a photo that was like the temperature difference between Minnesota and Florida. And it's like 100 degrees difference.
Just outside Tampa. Man. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want it to be 85 degrees. Like, mid-80s, I'm like, it's fine. 40 is closer to what I would... Well, 40 is not closer, but 40 is more manageable for going outside and taking a walk. 85 is like, The best temperature, I guess it varies a little bit. We had a few days last week that were 65.
Yeah.
Between 60 and 65, and like that's real nice.
Sunday was very nice.
Like being able to just go outside in a t-shirt and just walk around, like, oh, that was really great. But even if it's like 55, but like around 50 to 55 is also fine if you're doing like capital S serious walk. Because if you're doing a serious walk, after just a few minutes, your blood's pumping, so it keeps you warm. So that's not that bad. But the first few minutes, you're like, ugh.
It doesn't quite work that way in a bike, no matter how hard I work. I just get cold.
Oh. I guess you have like the wind.
You do.
So like you sweat, but then it's a constant breeze on the sweat, and that's probably not great. The wind will get you.
Yeah.
The wind will get you. But anyway, I'm dressed.
Good.
I woke up this morning and read the Twitch TOS, and I was like, oh. Yeah, I'm dressed to be outside because I'm going to go to the store today.
Okay.
And the store, inconveniently, is outside of our home. So I have to like get into the outside world. And I'm not going to be cold for it. Let's read some alerts. Inconvenience store. G-Sammer gifted a sub to Super Saiyan Joe 25, as well as Super Saiyan Joe 22. I assume those Joes are brothers. 63 months from Zelda Master, 51 from Tokanute, 38 from MCL Blue, 48 from The Great Perhaps. Congrats on 4. 58 months from Queer Quest, 49 from The Relude, 73 from Armored Frog, 73 from Vegetable Sorbet, 35 from Miss Mayhem, 300 bits from Kianthia, who says, good morning. May I ask for good vibes? I may not be up to hear you give them, but that's because I'm recovering from being bitten by 3 of our family dogs. It's a long story, but everyone is safe. Good vibes.
Good vibes.
Good vibes. I'm sorry. I'm glad everyone is safe.
Yeah.
And I will trust you that it's a long story, but still, being bitten is not an enjoyable thing. But I hope you and your family and the dogs are all doing all right. We got 42 months from Eris D57. 60 from Shinoth. That's 5. Kenta says, I'm not dead, though, so that's good. Yes. That is preferable. Still, that sucks. We got 44 from Ketsuiki Randy. 33 from Omega Samart. 35 from Somber Noir. Mr. Viperfan gifted sub to Tiny Yeti. Speaking of, yep.
Stockpile your armory with Tiny Eddie's fanciful party curry slop.
That's Melvin Scout says, good morning and good vibes from New York. I hope your appetite for answers matches your appetite for snacks because it's snack divination time. Cassie forth the bones of fate, Sir Edward, tell my future. Fanciful party curry slop.
Curry is kind of a slop. It's kind of a stew.
It is. It is. That's actually pretty close.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while since I've made curry.
And you could have a fancy curry party.
You could.
We could do that sometime. New holiday. This is the weather for curry. Ooh. Ooh.
What?
What if we had curry?
Like Japanese curry?
Sure.
Okay.
That could be a thing that we could do.
We could.
Some curry and rice. Maybe some,
It is unfortunately, intensive to make.
Well, the thing that I'm most focused on at this particular moment in time is continuing to work on clearing out the freezer.
Okay.
Still working on clearing out that freezer. I opened it this because I'm going to the store later. I opened it this morning and I was looking, and there's a bag of, you had made homemade
Gyoza?
Mm-hmm. I was like, we should throw that in the fridge and eat those. So just trying to.
They don't need to be thawed.
They'll need to be thawed?
They do not. They can be cooked from frozen.
Oh, wonderful. Well then.
There's also more gyoza wrappers in there.
To make even more of them.
They might be the square kind, because I've made crab rangoon at some point. They might be the square kind.
Well,
but you can use them. They're the same.
There's also bacon and chicken in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll thaw something. Gotta figure out something to do with the chicken again. We've also got 64 months from Kianthia. Appreciate it. Thank you. 300 bits from Cheesehammer says, so I've been rewatching the TRG Four Swords Adventures Let's Play, and I know that Steven spends that whole game in a purple tunic with yellow hair, telling everyone to stand back from his bombs. This probably doesn't mean much to you, but it might cause some people to put some spinning VHS emotes in the chat. Really, I was just predicting the existence of the Golden VCR channel. You're welcome. Doing what I can. Just trying to give a little subtle message about something that would happen a decade later. We got 25 months from Candy Lou B. 300 bits from Kianthia says, oh, and before I forget, happy birthday to my wonderful friend, Ampersand Queen. I hope you have a great day with lots of love. It's very sweet.
Happy birthday to them.
It's very, very sweet. Happy birthday.
Coffee!
Remember, if it's your birthday, treat yourself nice. Treat yourself nice every day. But also, I get it, because I'm a human being, and that's hard to do. But especially on your birthday, be like, all right, today I get to do something nice for myself. It can be extreme nice, and everyone around you has to be like, yes, good idea. We just celebrated a birthday.
We did.
I don't know if people know that, but on the Super Bowl we celebrated Alex's birthday. It's not that it was his birthday, but we hadn't celebrated his birthday yet, and it's been like over a month.
For a few reasons.
Well, yeah, there's been a lot going on. We have a lot of birthdays here that are all around the same time.
So move Alex's, one that's not quite around the same time, closer.
Yeah, that's
Haley
yeah.
says he was deathly ill. He was deathly ill, and I was gone for a while.
Yeah, there was a few different factors. So, a few different factors, but now he has had a cake. And that was a cake he wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mel made a specific cake that
I asked
wanted.
if he wanted a cake for the party whenever we celebrated his birthday. And Haley was like, I prefer to, like, cook something. Because she always makes him a special food thing.
yeah.
So,
So Mel made a cake. It was very good. There's still a little left. We had some last night.
Jeff's birthday is next.
That's true.
We'll have to see if he wants to do something. If he wants to just buy a cake or if he wants me to make one.
Haley says, really hope y'all got a flu shot, because I'm pretty sure that's what he got. I had a flu shot. He didn't. I was fine. He's still recovering weeks later.
I did get a flu shot.
I'm pretty sure I did. When I was at the doctor, they asked me if I had had a flu shot, and I legitimately could not remember. And Mal was like, I'm pretty sure you did. And I was like, okay, I believe that.
The boy, come here.
Cheesehammer gifted a pop.
A Popsky.
Here's one Popsky.
Hi.
Cheesehammer gifted a sub to
I'm here.
Popsky, who was also in chat. He said, I made this song. It's true.
Cutie pie.
This means Popsky made the song. Also, very timely, because we've been playing through the Sonic the Hedgehog 2D games.
Lay down. Whee.
So we actually just played through 2 weeks ago. They're fun. They're fun. For anyone that has not been following along, the Popsky, I was there for that. For anyone that's not been following along, this Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern here, we'll be playing through the second half of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is the levels from Sonic and Knuckles. So that's exciting. We're gonna see some more levels. Mushroom Hill. I think we had just gotten into Mushroom Hill, and I'm like, all right, we gotta pause the game. We can't keep playing. We have to save this for next week. We got 28 months from Thief of Embers. Oh yeah, it is going to be on Valentine's Day. Aw.
Yeah, that's why we're celebrating by going out
Earlier.
earlier.
Yeah. Well, isn't that sweet? I hope we get lots of cute art of Sonic and Knuckles holding hands. We got 300 Bits and Weren't, who says, tomorrow's my last day of my first job due to the contract ending. Unfortunately, I haven't had any luck finding a new job. On the plus side, I will have a lot of free time that I won't know what to do with. Well, I wish you luck
Yeah.
on finding a new job. But I also wish you luck on utilizing your free time in a way that is rejuvenating. Because I've learned recently how good that can be. So, you know, something to think about. I think there's 1,600 bits from Gold Lightning. So started watching Severance. Really good. I've heard really good things about Severance.
Yeah.
I heard good things about season 1, and I'm hearing even better things about season 2. So like maybe at some point we'll take a watch of that.
Having an absurd tea time? You need Tiny Eddie's Contemporary Dry Buddies.
I think Dry Buddies are
It's
are
kind of like Puppy Chow.
we're going in very different directions. Dry Buddies are what you have when you start Alcoholics Anonymous. That's a Dry Buddy. 1050 from an East who says, so at 8 p.m. yesterday, we were told that my department had to return to the office at 8 a.m. today, only to find that our offices didn't have the necessary IT cables or almost anything else. Anyway, now I'm back home until they figure it out. What snack will Eddie give me to mentally prepare for office work for the first time since the pandemic?
Wow.
Maybe Dry Buddy is appropriate. If the idea of making you going back into the office makes you want to drink, then like maybe this isn't so far off. An absurd tea time. That's what I'm going to start calling the bar. You go to the bar. Ah, that's an absurd tea time. A very different tea time. Also, that's just wild to have to go back into the office and be like, oh, actually, we don't have the things to make this happen. It's like, Cheesehammer says, how often do you go to the bar? I mean, I end up going to the bar
every few months.
It's more frequently than that.
You haven't been in a while, have you?
It's more frequently than that.
Oh, I do suppose we went in January.
Yeah, it's basically...
I was just at one this weekend and you weren't, so I'm like, when does Steven do that?
Yeah, it's basically every month. I would think. Maybe like every 6 weeks. I think that's probably accurate. Either a bar or a brewery or something.
Steven goes bar hopping. I don't know if you've actually been bar hopping.
I mean, there's been times where I've been with people that have went to multiple bars, which means I guess I did that.
I guess you did.
I've driven people from one location to another location for the purpose of going to a different place to do a drink. But that doesn't happen very, very often. Do the bars have good fancy sodas? Sometimes you'll get a place that does like a good homemade root beer. And that's like the pinnacle for me. It's like, otherwise...
But you don't want to have a mocktail.
I really don't like them.
Yeah.
I really, really don't like them because people have made them for me. Haley made them for me. Chaz made them for me. And, like, they're fine, but I don't enjoy them. They're just... They're not... It's like Duke says, too sweet? No, the opposite problem. The ones that Chaz made for... It's been a while since I had...
Chaz has made you some that are true mocktails where they're trying to give the vibe of a cocktail, but no alcohol.
Yeah. And they're just... It's a lot. Yeah, I'm like, maybe at some point I'll try one and be like, I just haven't yet. I always feel bad, if someone's like, I made this thing, but I'm going to be honest with them. I'm just like, it's not, like, I'll drink it, but I'm like, I'll just drink water. We got 75 months from Arian 661, 305 from Goodway Game Lead, who says, ooh, woo. Also 197 bits from Goodway Game Lead. 36 months from Flip Bento. Congrats on the 3.
Coffee.
300 bits from Night Owl, who says, here with my semi-monthly update. Wizard of Oz closed and went well. Got to go on for Tin Man one night. Got cast in Legally Blonde. My teaching artist jobs all got extended through the end of the school year. And the abridged playlist is now up to date. We'll hit 1,200 once the Japan vlogs are finished. Stay well. Well, that's cool. Seems like a lot has gone on.
Yeah.
That's a lot of things. Also, a bridge playlist hitting 1,200. That's pretty good. Like, to me, like, 1,200 to 5,500, I'm like, oh, that's a pretty good ratio. Like, every 1 out of 4 to 5 vlogs is pretty good. Worth seeing. That's good. Is water and ice a mocktail? Yes.
I get your reference, Virtual Tulips.
We had 25 months from Apollonius. And 300 from Night Owl says, also going to a Super Bowl parade on Friday. Can I get a Go Birds?
Go Birds!
The football game was absurd. For anyone who did not know, what do they call it when you're on Blue Sky? Posted? They gotta have a better name. I skied. I came up with a different thing. Yeah, okay. I said skeeted. And Haley was like, really don't like that. And I was like, no, I'm going to skeet pretty hard tonight. So I plan on skeeting probably about 50 times. And she's like, please stop saying that. So yeah, I posted on Blue Sky throughout the entirety of the football game, which is something I've done for a few years. I didn't do it last year because I was like sick.
Yeah.
But that was fun. That was fun. It was a
fun game.
It was
Depending
certainly
on who you were cheering for.
I think it was a pretty fun game regardless. Because the best kind of sports are when things are close. Because
Not if it's your team. You want your team to be like...
I actually disagree. I mean, but I'm not in it for like rooting for a team. I'm in it because I'm like, create entertainment. And when things are when things are really close, that's really exciting. But also, if one team is completely obliterating the other team, that's also entertaining. So Sunday's game was entertaining because I wasn't really sure that the Chiefs were playing. It kind of seemed like they were somewhere else, maybe. The first half was wild.
Yeah.
I'm just watching this and I'm like, what's happening? I don't know. Like the Eagles did really, really well. But also there were times where the Chiefs did just kind of bad, and I was like,
Vagabond wants permission to post Noah's living room. I think you need Noah's permission for that.
Anyway. Yeah, it was
Noah's family changed the lights in their living room to be green.
Some people take their sports very serious.
And they put up a bunch of jerseys.
I grew up in a household where we did not really care about sports. So... Haley.
Did they start Philly on fire as is Philly tradition? I know there were lots of poles climbed downtown, and I know that they were like disassembling streetlights and carrying them down the street, like the whole pole of the streetlight.
Anyway,
I don't have Noah on speed dial. I'll text him.
Anyway, it was a fun game to watch. And like the Chiefs got some points near the end, but especially the first half was a wild thing to see. And like I'm not a sports person, but I do watch the Super Bowl every year, and it's interesting to see how different some of these events are. We've had some that have been really close, which is my favorite type of sporting event to watch. Things are really close, and you're like, ooh, who will do it? It's down to the wire, and we don't know. Which is a little more exciting than the Chiefs are not here right now. They are mentally somewhere else. They are.
The game's over in their minds.
Like to an extent, you would assume that when two teams get to the Super Bowl, that they are the best of the best. They're going up against each other, and it just will inherently be close. And sometimes just no, that's not actually what happens. It's fine.
The treat everyone wants most, Tiny Eddie's pecan and mustard raisin toasts.
You would try that.
I would try it. It's got all the things that I like.
Coffee.
I like raisin toast. I love mustard. I love pecans. That was a bit from Bored Turtle says, I got the job, Eddie. How are we celebrating? In the weirdest possible way.
Congratulations on getting the job.
Congrats on the job. Pecan and mustard, the weird thing is that raisin toast typically is a sweet bread.
Yes.
Because it's like a cinnamon bread with raisins in it. Pecans work with that just fine. But then you're like, the mustard, that'd be a little bit of a hard sell. There's sweet mustards that you might be able to make work with that. But it does seem like a little difficult. We got 3 bits from Shy, who says, I've never really been a drinker either. 1 year in college, over the span of about 5 minutes, my siblings went from trying to convince me to join them on St. Patrick's Day bar crawl because I'd enjoy it, to convincing me not to go because I wouldn't enjoy it. It was quite funny, and with little to no input from me at all. There was a long period of my adult life where... honestly, it was just Alex. Where Alex just, like, constantly peer pressured me to try and get me to drink with him. And then it was probably after about, like 5 years worth of trying, he finally was like, oh, this really is not going to work. And then he just stopped. But for the longest time, he tried very, very hard. And I'm like, man, I just don't care. Sorry. Like, if it was something that I, remotely cared about, that would be different. But I don't care. So, Haley says, I don't want to share my drinks with people. So if you don't drink, awesome. We had 40 months from Will Peters. Appreciate it. There's also an art in the queue.
That's Noah's living room.
Let's take a look.
Vagabond got permission.
Let's take a look at this. Sports. That's some sports.
No, that's my house.
I love.
Hi, you.
It's almost like a what I can only think of prayer circle, like a pentagram. It's like you put up the jerseys.
I'm so glad Noah had a great time. Noah was having a great time.
Ritual will work. Yeah, it's an altar's I think the word that I really want. Like a special altar where we've put up all these. It's a shrine to the Eagles to just hopefully make something happen. A sports ball seance. Yeah, I mean, everybody's different. There's a lot of people I know growing up with that their families were big into sports, and it was always so weird because I would go to their house and there would be some sort of game on and people would be shouting and whatever, and then they'd be like, what team you like? And I'd be like, we don't do that. We don't do that in my house. Nobody cares about sports. Me and my dad watched NBA. We did do that.
I don't think you've been around my family during a Packer game.
No. I don't think so.
Established and morosely aphrodisiacal, Tiny Eddie Zoops.
Sorry.
All Kales.
That's the wildest. That's the wildest pre-snack phrase we've ever had. Established and morosely aphrodisiacal. Whew. Sexy kale. Also, shout out to aphrodisiacal? Because that's just a wild word. I don't think I've ever read that word. Anyway.
I would maybe say Dees-acal?
Aphrodisiacal?
Yeah.
It's not going to be... You could say it disiacal, but that doesn't sound right.
I don't know.
I think it's aphrodisiacal. Vagabond says Mal's pronunciation is correct. So it's aphrodisiac.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Aphrodisiacal. Aphrodis nuts.
Coffee.
Sorry, the raisins were sleeping. I woke them up. Thank you, Chess. Anyway, eat kale, I guess, is the message here. Make sure everyone... Make sure you eat some... It's a superfood. That's what they say. They keep saying it. They won't stop saying it. Super
I'm gonna eat what I want all the time, including, like, cake for breakfast.
Renee, I'd rather die. I think I've had kale on like 2 occasions. And like it's not fun to eat, I'll tell you that. It's not fun. What's your favorite vegetable, Mal?
Spinach.
Really?
Bell pepper. Tomato.
Bell pepper is what I would have guessed for you.
Potato.
You can't say potato. The reason you can't say potato is because if we allow people to say potato, I think everyone's first answer will be potato.
Ooh, green beans are good. Yeah, green beans are good.
I think Brussels sprouts
Oh, those are good too.
might be my favorite vegetable. Maybe. I'm probably not thinking of something. But the Brussels sprouts are really high. Asparagus is really high. We haven't had asparagus in a long time. Mushrooms aren't vegetables, but if we were to count them as vegetables, they would immediately go to the top of my list.
From a culinary standpoint, not a scientific standpoint.
If we're including mushrooms, then mushrooms go straight to the top for me. Mushrooms are absolutely my favorite thing. I love mushrooms.
You have itchy ear?
I have a lot of fond memories of going to the K&W and getting mushrooms. Haley says, I'd put mushrooms in the meat category. I mean, if we're moving things around where they don't belong. But yeah, they are fungi. They're their own thing. They're so good. Are you helping him?
I'm helping him. His tail's so long and doesn't stay still when he tries to wash it.
Make sure that people are seeing this as good as they can.
He's done now.
He's done now?
He's done washing his tail now.
No, do it a little bit for me.
He done.
Get that tail. I tricked him. He's been tricked. Back to the tail.
You hold it from the bottom so you can get it.
He got boozled. Anyway, when I turn this off, it feels like a special trading card. Full art.
Acquire your Sunrise's hunger with Tiny Eddie's cream-wrapped Python squares.
What's another food that's wrapped in cream?
Normally cream will go on the inside. Like cream puff, eclair.
Well, what is something that it's got like cream inside, but also like a meat? Do we have anything like that?
What?
Does that exist?
What?
Do we do anything like that?
I'm going back to bed.
Like, chicken cordon bleu is really close to what I'm thinking of. That's the closest thing we have. Like, we do it with cheese. Do we do anything with cream?
That's my hand.
Don't cream anyone's meat. Don't tell me what to do.
A frosted mystery loaf from the 70s.
I mean, yeah, if we go back 50 years, Jesus knows what they were doing. A donut. There's donuts with bacon. That's probably about as close as you could get. I don't know if we've inserted bacon into anything. Anyway, Thousand Bits of Relief says, it's a very wet morning for me. Tiny Eddie, what's your wettest snack? Also, good morning, everyone. Cream-wrapped python squares. They're just dripping with flavor. You'll think they're super. They'll squeeze the life out of your taste buds. We had 24 months from Keto Loves SSM. That's a 2. Have another snack.
The scrumptiousness is in the dignity. Tiny Eddie's majestic sardine cubes.
Sardines, known for being majestic and having dignity.
We must be buying different sardines. That's Bits and Board Turtle says, gotta try this, Eddie. What do you consider vegetable? Sardines!
I don't think I've ever had sardines. What's the other one?
Anchovies.
Anchovies. I've never had either.
You kind of have.
I mean, yeah, because one of them's in Caesar salad.
Well, that's not what I mean. I mean, if you go to Japan,
Yeah.
they literally serve you a tiny bowl with like 1,000 fish in it, and then it just looks like grains of black rice, and then at some point you hold them really close to your face and you can see the little eyes. So like, I've never had sardines, and I've never had anchovies in the sense of like putting anchovies on pizza. But I have eaten that in Japan. The fun part about it was that I didn't know what I was eating until near the end.
Someone pointed it out to you.
I was like, these are pretty good. These are a little salty. I don't know exactly what this is. And then someone was like, those are fish. I was like, that's impossible. That's impossible because it's so small. And then I held it real close to my eyes and I was like, oh, these are fish. Really tiny fish. I finished them. Because I was like, I got pretty strict rules about like not eating food that can look back at me. Mm-hmm. But I learned that I do have there's a limit to that, because if it's looking back at me but with real tiny eyes, then I'm like, all right, this is actually fine. So no goldfish crackers. I don't like the way the fish look at me.
Hi, darling.
Yeah, that I learned is fine, because there was another point in Japan where I got served that exact same thing again, and I was like, all right, this is fine. But everything else, I'm really not on board for. I really, like, I can't do shrimp with heads, man. I can't do it. I really can't.
I know.
I really can't. Like, I like shrimp. They taste good. They bring me out the shrimp, and they're like, remove the head yourself. And I'm like, nope. Sure won't. Head is where the flavor is. Just, nope. No. If I go to a place, because sometimes you go to a place and, like, they're a heads-on kind of place. So if I'm at a new place and I don't have a frame of reference, I just don't order shrimp. It's the safest thing to do. Haley says, I don't pretend my food wasn't alive. That's not what's happening. I'm aware that my food was alive. But I don't want to, I don't want to see it. There's a transition that takes place where it becomes what we consider food. And if it hasn't fully made that transition, I'm not fully ready to eat it. That's how I feel. Anyway, we got 49 months from CD Chow. 300 bits from Casper Stone Nature says, during the Super Bowl, I learned how to make pretzels using store-bought pizza dough. It is surprisingly easy, but do follow a recipe. I googled pizza dough recipes. Yeah, it's fun to make your own pretzels. We haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah.
But it's not very difficult, and they're delicious. And then you can decide what's on them. You can do cinnamon sugar. You can do salt.
Cheese.
You can do pecan and mustard with raisins. It's up to you. 300 from Lucas Torka says, I feel like a clown. It is so cloudy and dark here that I woke up with my alarm and my brain mistakenly said, nah, it ain't time yet. And I slept through each subsequent alarm.
Did I startle you? I'm sorry, Kepler.
You're a little sneezy.
That's how I've been lately.
You have. Still early for work through sheer luck. Sometimes the brain just does that. Sometimes the brain is just like, you know what? Things are fine. Keep sleeping. I've had that happen.
Almost me this morning.
If you're real tired, that's whenever that's when it happens to me.
We were up in the middle of the night because the doorbell rang.
Yeah, our doorbell might be broken.
Yeah.
Because it just kept going off. So Mal woke me up.
I was like, did the doorbell ring?
And I was like, I had a dream that the doorbell rang. So I think it did ring. So then
Yeah.
we checked the event history, and it's like, your doorbell rang 2 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, 38 minutes ago, 56 minutes ago, 72 minutes ago. And I'm like, I think that's broken.
Uh-huh.
So you, yeah, geez, I'm sorry, I had some friends come over. The handyman's not going to fix the doorbell. It's our doorbell. It's fine. It's totally fine. I rebooted it, because that's a thing you can do, and it didn't fix it. So what I did, is because the doorbell still functions in the sense that, like, you can see out of it, because there's a camera, is I just turned off the doorbell sound. Just turned it off. So now, if it rings, I won't hear it. And that's fine, because I don't need to go out there. It's not the battery doorbell. It's hardwired into the
Yeah.
house. I'm the one that hooked it up. I could go check it. But like it's there's no way.
It's the actual thing.
I think it's the unit, because
Yeah.
the cables are not going to get jostled in there.
No.
Like, they're mashed up, you know. On their own, I can't imagine the cables being like, you know what? Never mind. The button might be stuck. We could Fonzie it and see if something happens. I don't know. I was trying to figure out if this was an opportunity to, like, dive into the world of ubiquities, doorbells, and I was like, you know what? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not. Yeah, Vagabond, that is a slippery slope. It's not even that I'm against it. It's just that the cost difference doesn't make sense currently.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, it's fine. It's fine. We have some Ubiquity stuff, but we don't have something that has storage. So we'd have to get like a cloud key in addition to the doorbell, and I'm like, yeah, this would be a lot more expensive. Anyway, 40 months from Casper Stone Nature. Cheesehammer gifted a sub to Sexy Kale. 100 bits from Virtual Tulips. And Cheesehammer also gifted a sub to Real Big Fish. Jesus, Healy. Megamon says, soon you'll have a 48 port managed switch with 4 25 gig SFP ports. I don't think so. I have enough network knowledge to know about the things, not enough network knowledge to care about the things. I think that's the trick. Just enough to be like, That's something. But not enough to actually, like, care about it. Don't want to care about it. Jacket says, can we talk about how wild the concept of the doorbell ring history is? Like, my doorbell tech just makes ring and nothing else. For the longest time, we just didn't have a doorbell. If you want to get someone's attention, you hit their house.
I had no idea what you were trying to say.
Yeah, the door. The door's part of the house. But, like, that's how you did it. And, like, your ability to get someone to come to the door did have something to do with the force in which you hit the house. Because if you didn't hit the house hard enough, it may not hear you. And, like, that's fine. The door hammers are much more startling than the doorbell chime. I don't have a doorbell, so I guess hit my house. I mean, that's how you do it. And sometimes solicitors will hit the house, and then they'll yell into the house through the door. Be like, hey! That I will tell you, and I've said this before, that's my favorite feature of having a doorbell that has a camera, is it just reinforces the idea that I truly don't need to answer the door. I already know in my heart I don't need to answer the door. But occasionally, there will be like a tiny pang of guilt of like, maybe I should open the door. And then I'll pull it up and be like, oh, no, I don't. Because there's someone outside with a clipboard and there's no car. Where did you come from, mysterious clipboard person? Did you just walk here? Where did you come from? Ah, I see that you are now going to some other door. All right. Drop down from the roof. Anyway. What was the other thing that we were going to talk about? I forgot. We were going to talk about the Super Bowl. We did. We said that the Eagles did good. Good job, Eagles.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember the other thing. Do you?
I didn't know there was another thing.
Oh. That's fine. I spent most of yesterday working on something...
My painting?
No, I wasn't working on your painting at all. I wouldn't touch that.
I know.
When's your painting auction in? Is that Friday?
Friday.
Friday. Oh yeah, people are asking who won the bet. It was Alex's year to pick first. Alex chose the Eagles.
Jalen Hurts is from Alabama.
Yeah. So, Alex won. If I had been given the option to choose first, I would have chosen the Eagles. Just out of respect for Noah. But it wasn't my turn to pick, it was Alex's. And I rooted hard for the Chiefs. Even wore my lucky Super Bowl champions hat.
For the Patriots.
Whatever. And it didn't seem to work. I tried sending all of my energy into the Waffle House menu that Wilfred Brimley was holding. Did not work. Just did not do anything. Yeah. I have won. So it's currently, if you're looking at the whole time that we've been doing this,
Yeah.
I have won 5 times. Alex has won 10 times. So, yeah. Chaz has got the wiki article for it. We've been doing this since 2008.
Yeah.
There's been a few years we've missed, but we've been doing it since 2008. The first, I don't know how many years, I never picked. I just let Alex pick. And he won every single time. And I was like, I feel like maybe you should have been betting on the Super Bowl, like, around this time. Because he just picked accurately, I don't know how many times in a row. So, does Alex watch sports? No.
Not that we know of.
Yeah. So, next year, it'll be my turn to pick.
And you're going to pick the Packers, because the Packers are going to be in the Super Bowl.
If the Packers are in the Super Bowl, then, like, I'm absolutely voting for the Packers. Voting. Morning, Dan.
Morning, Dan.
Haley says, Alex picks randomly based on if someone was from the right Alabama college football team. That has happened before. It's definitely been how he's chosen some of the teams. And, like, that's fine. I usually just trust my gut. Or I'll pick based on which team has more or less letters in their names. I mean, Eagles and Chiefs have the exact same. They both have 6.
I think it's the mayor of Philadelphia who was like, "Go Eagles," and then she spelled Eagles out and spelled it
Eagles.
wrong.
E-A-G-A-E-S.
No, it was E-L-G-L-E-S.
E-L-G-L-E-S. Yeah, I saw that, and it was very wonderful.
It was very good.
I mean, in her defense, it does still kind of spell Eagles.
Eagles.
Eagles! Go Eagles! Still, you know, it's close. It could have been worse. Could have been far worse. So, maybe that's how they spelled in Philly. It's possible. There's not a lot of time for learning in Philly because they're too busy climbing poles.
And then disassembling them.
Yeah. They're really good at disassembling poles, really good at flipping automobiles, still working on spelling. We're sending our best to them. Mr. Piperman gifted us up to Eagles! Go Eagles. They'll get there at some point. We'll get there. Fly Eagles.
That's the fight song.
Fly, Eagles, fly. So someone has something in the back of their throat. Anyway, let's talk about the things that are happening for the rest of this week.
Tomorrow you're playing Tunic.
I sure am. I sure am. I've loved it so much. It's been so much fun. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. There's a chance I could. I probably won't. But I'm getting close to the end for sure. I can finally like see the end.
Can you hide the breakfast stream logo quick? Quick before he moves.
Low guy. Low guy. He's having a great time. Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Continue with Tunic. It'll be stream 6. 6th time I'm playing Tunic, which is fine. We'll get to Eco shortly. And then Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern, back here for breakfast stream. Friday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, Mao is painting.
Spiderweb painting.
Painting that spider web. I promise Eco will happen. I promise. I promise. Could take a quick break and play Elden Ring instead. Hey guys, just finished Tunic, and we're gonna get to Eco, but I was thinking we'll just take a tiny detour and play the entirety of Elden Ring and all the DLC. Shouldn't take any more than like 60 weeks. I would not do that. There's a genuine interest in playing Elden Ring. My issue is just I know that it's long, and I have to
Play that first.
Well, yeah, that, yes, but also even deciding if I'm going to play Elden Ring has been a whole thing, because, like, I don't know that I want to play a game for that long. At least, like, once a week. It's so long.
Hi, baby.
Captain Blargy says, do a first 20. I think in the future, because this is what happened with Tunic, I think in the future what I'm going to do is if there's a game I'm not sure about, I'll just do a stream of it. And I'm not committing to anything. I'm just like, hey, let's try it. Because that's what I do to Tunic. It's like, hey, let's try it. We're going to play, 2 to 3 hours of this. And then if it sucks me in, then cool. And if it doesn't suck me in, be like, all right, well, we tried it. We played it. Move on. How long have you been playing Advance Wars? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, doesn't Civ 7 come out?
This year.
Isn't it this week?
Is it this week?
Today, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
It's today!
Oh, it's already out.
You excited?
Here's the thing. I like Civ games. I like to play through them once, maybe twice, and then I'm done with it.
You're not the forever person.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not the I need to win in every way you can win person.
That's fine. Yeah, I am finishing up Advance Wars. I played through the campaign of Advance Wars 1. I played through it again and S-ranked everything. I played through it again on challenge mode. Didn't S-rank everything, but beat challenge mode. Played Advance Wars 2 campaign, S-ranked everything. Played Advance Wars 2 challenge campaign. I just finished in the last few days S-ranking all of the War Room maps in Advance Wars 1. I am now working through S-ranking all of the War Room maps on Advance Wars 2. When I am finished with that, I'm done. I'm just done. The only other thing that I could even possibly do at that point would be to S-rank challenge mode, and having played challenge mode, I really don't want to do that. Really, really don't want to do that, because some of those missions were upsetting. And in Advance Wars 2, some of the missions are like 3 hours long. And I can't play it for 3 hours. That's too much time. So it takes me several sessions to get one mission done. And in challenge mode, sometimes you're just losing because it's so difficult. And the idea to try and S-rank that is just gross. I don't want to do that. So anyway, yeah, soon I'll be done with it. I think my total playtime when I finish what I'm doing will probably clock in just a little north of 300 hours, which is probably more time than I've put into a video game in a good long while, because we didn't have that much time in Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom was like around 220, 230. So I've enjoyed it. I haven't been streaming it because it's not that people don't like it. There's people that like it, but it's on the whole, it's really not that stream accessible.
Yeah.
It's really not. Like, it's the type of game that people tune in and they're like, oh, okay. And then they leave. So we had 7 months from Lord Andy 1258. Appreciate it. And then Friday night, Sonic and Knuckles.
Monday night I'm finishing Okage.
Jess says, now if we were to stream a non-stream accessible game.
It's very funny, Chaz.
You know, after we finish and Knuckles tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Friday. We'll actually be done with Origins. Because we will have played all of the Origins.
Yes.
16 classic titles. 4 of them that matter. Anyway. Then we'll be on to Mania. Which I'm really excited about Mania, because it's supposed to be just cream of the crop, and I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, that's it. We're done.
This cat is
I don't
so
have anywhere
happy.
to. I don't have anywhere to send them.
No.
I worked on the vlog yesterday. I really did. I worked on the vlog, and then after working on the vlog for about 2 hours, I got sidetracked with a completely different project that is still part of the vlog, but didn't need to work on it. It was great. I loved it so much. We got a lot of joy. I learned things I didn't know how to do. That's a fun thing, man. When you learn like a
new
skill.
Mm-hmm.
I went to bed last night and I was
That's
just
kind of how I
pumped.
felt after I did the orchid watercolor. Like, I knew kind of how to do this.
There was a thing that I did not know how to do. I knew it existed. I had never really needed to do it. And yesterday I was like, I'm going to learn how to do this. And then I did, and I was like, this is great. This is so great. I was so excited. I went to bed. I haven't learned something new in a while. Not like that. Not like a skill that is relevant to like what I do. So much fun. Anyway, all right. That's it. Thanks for being here. Have yourselves a good Tuesday. We will see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, for the continuation of Tunic. And the first 5 VODs are on the VOD channel. You can catch up. They're great. That little fox is going places.